Hi, well, here we are back at it again, and I think, I got to get your smiley face in there. We can't afford the extra cameraman and producer yet, so you got to count on me, right? Welcome back, Connor. It's been a minute again.
It has been. It never feels like it, but once you get back, you're like, well, it's been 2 weeks again.
I know, right? Well, we've certainly got lots to talk about it. I know, Sting Nation has had a lot to say, and what do we call it? It's been frustrating, to say the least, and the fans, they do have a right to be frustrated. I get that. I think there's a lot of things that go on, though, that aren't necessarily
beneficial.
Yeah, right. So, let's talk about the current status of the Sarnia Sting. How are you feeling about all of this?
It's okay. It's a bit of a slump, but this is a young team. I know we'd say it's young, but
yeah,
they are young players. A lot of these teams are 18 and 19-year-olds. We've got a lot of 16 and 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's one of the highs and lows. We're at the bottom of the low right now, but
yeah,
it can only get, it only goes up from here.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there's still a lot of talent on this team. We've seen that. And the leadership is strong here, I believe. That's kind of been my saying lately. We've got our ticket winners that are going to be joining us here in the Hughes Intelligence Hockey Suite. And it was comment, I believe. And it's easy to say, you're not doing it, why aren't you doing this, and they should do this, and they should do that. There's a lot of optics that go on behind the scenes that we don't get privileged to. And sometimes, I do know from talking to some people that are very close to it, some of the players, etc., it's like, if your head and your heart is not here, you're not here. And that's just a part of this business, I think.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to be anywhere forever. There's not many players who do their whole career with one team, and not a lot of coaches either. And that's ultimately what happened yesterday.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. I rely on my other media cohorts, professionals, if you will, like Lee Cunningham, Pat DeRoche, and Terry Doyle and Barry Wright from Your TV Sarnia. And I was talking to Terry earlier. I told him, I said, I'm going to steal that. He said, absolutely, go for that. When we started out this year, we came out further ahead, and this is my opinion and a few others, but we came out right near the top. I think we came out the gate higher than most expected. For those that might be frustrated now, they were like, yeah, here we go, and we got running. And there's like this level, and this level. And we came out here, I think we're supposed to be here, and we're just right about here right now. Mm-hmm. But there's still time to turn that back around. And I think that this is a time when the fans this is where you got to get behind your team. It's obvious to look out there and say we're not doing well, and then start finger pointing on who should do what, or I don't agree with all the lines per se necessarily. I'd like to see O'Mary more out there myself.
Yep.
But I'm not in control of that. So success hurts.
It's just growing pains. That's the ups and downs of OHL hockey, of any hockey team.
Yeah.
Like,
any sports team.
Yeah, at all. It doesn't matter what sport it is. And like this, it's just a patch. It's never permanent. It's a rough stretch, but we're not too far out of this. We're still kind of in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
We're only 2 points behind Flint tonight. Actually, if we win, we tie, and we're tied for sixth. Like it can be a lot worse. And like you said, I think starting off hot is probably setting expectations high for people, because a lot of these teams had NHL players who were at camp for almost the first 2-3 weeks of the season, and we had almost nobody missing. We had a whole team basically from the start of the year.
So advantage for us.
And that's just, it evens out. If you're really following and you understand how this goes, that we were expected to regress a little bit, but it's maybe a little bit more than we wanted to, but it's never too late. You always catch it and stop it in its tracks.
Again, back to that again, it's like I think we were expected to do a lot worse in the beginning than we did, and then people went, wow, there's the expectation, and why aren't they still doing that? Well, and I know nobody likes to hear. I'm not here to make excuses either. I mean, nobody wants to hear. I'm tired of hearing we're a rebuild team and we're tired we're a young team. And here's the thing, we are.
It's just the way it is.
We're a young team. You can't change that. And if you want to, you got to make trades. But then if you do that, you're not building up the young ones that you have to come into the year that you're really working hard. And I know I'm a partner with this thing, so you'd expect me to say it, but otherwise, I really believe in this team, and I believe in Al Letang and the coaching staff. I know that's just recently changed, and who knows why. We'll never know why.
To be a fly on the wall.
Well, right. I don't know. But we got to keep sharing the positives because the energy's got to be there. And, and Facebook's an interesting thing, People who are involved in this organization, behind the scenes, whether that's staff members and hockey players, they're reading this stuff. I would recommend they don't. I'm just saying, Sting Nation, I get it. But now's the time to get behind your team. That's one thing I noticed about baseball. When we're down in the baseball, it's like, come on, let's go. We need to raise the level of noise up in this room.
I always agree with that. It can always be louder. I guess that just comes with, people getting comfortable and not wanting to be the loud fan. I am.
You are. I
But
can hear you from down there.
I love when people get into the game. It just makes it more fun for everyone.
Right.
It's tough to sit in a quiet arena.
And these young players that got to be, they're looking at their stats and they're frustrated. I was talking to a friend of mine who works on the sidelines with the Sarnia Sting, and they were away on the recent road trip. And he said, honestly, Kingston, a really tough team, he thought they played two amazing periods against them. It was just in the final that was like boom, 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 right? But for playing a team like Kingston are no slouches to be beaten against right now. He thought they played very well, right?
Yeah. You look at the results and it tells a whole different story. If you didn't watch the game, it's so easy to say, wow, they lost. So look at the score, they suck.
Well, I didn't watch the game, and I did that. I looked and I went, and my wife Jennifer, she knew I was checking the scores while we were out, and I shouldn't be looking at my phone. And she's like, let me guess. And I'm like, yeah. I said, but I haven't watched the game yet, so I don't know. So I'll have to rely on Connor for that. But
yeah.
Did you watch that?
Yeah. It's some mistakes just end up in the back of the net. It makes it look a lot worse. A score doesn't really tell the whole game, the whole story of the game.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, Facebook and YouTube are giving you all the. Let's go to our TikTok. Who's out there? Oh, Antito has already given us all the love and liking us. And, we just got hearted.
Oh, lovely.
I remember me. It's Merrick. I was here last time. I was deporting a lot last time. Yes, I do. I'm trying to remember where you're from, though. Yeah. Oh, we got a Tiny Diny, too. That's awesome. All our friends sending us. I think they want me to buy you another hot dog.
A Tiny Diny.
There's all these different.
Is that a dinosaur?
Yeah, it's a dinosaur, but it's a tiny dinosaur, so it's a tiny diny. I don't know. I don't make this stuff up, right?
I thought you might have.
No. Sending me a couple of tiny dinies. I got to buy him a hot dog, and we're looking for 50 something else. Angie Toads. I hope you're recovering well. I know you had some surgery. I want to go back. Cole Morgan's here. Bottom 6 teams play tonight in the Western Conference, says D-Rock. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Bottom 6 teams play tonight in the Western Conference?
Play tonight in the Western Conference. I don't know.
Is that us? Is he talking about us, or is he talking about another team?
I'll let you look at the stats and figure it out. That's why you're here. That's one of the reasons. All right, out on TikTok.
I guess we're talking about it. It's 7 versus 8, not the bottom. Owen Sound and Guelph are lower.
Right. Owen Sound also recently had some changes. Guelph, Sarnia, Flint, Sioux Flint, Owen Sound. Yeah, okay, I got you. Can you show us the ice? Well, that's what's on the right here. I can. Oh no, on TikTok I can't. It's just straight I guess I probably could for a second here. I don't know how to do that.
Give it a little spin around.
Yeah, no, it's too awkward. I got the things mounted here. Sorry. And we could. Thanks, Andy Toe. You have a good night too. Go Sting, go. She got us up to like 841. We're trying to get to 5,000 by the end of the first period, so keep tapping that screen out there. We can't show you the game. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you're seeing the Sting out there right now warming up. But if you want to watch the game, you go to Your TV Sarnia on Kojiko, or you can listen online with Lee Cunningham and Pat DeRoche at 103.9 FM, 1070 AM, or chok.com online. Okay, let's move on to our next topic here. Jack O'Brien, this is a young defenseman coming in. This is part of the trade rules.
Yeah.
Allowing more in. Do you know much about this young guy? I didn't even look how old he is.
I believe he's 19 actually.
Yeah,
so
right.
It brings a little experience. Like I said, this team, or these strong teams in the OHL, they win with 18 and 19-year-olds. So it's always nice to get a little bit more experience, especially with such a young group. He's had great stats. He's a little bit bigger too. I think he's 6'2".
Yeah.
So it's great to have any size.
Right.
Any kind of size. There's some small guys out there. Maybe they haven't hit their growth spurt yet.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have them.
Yeah, we can't rely on Bodine all the time to take it all on, right? Let somebody else get in there and have some fun, right? Right? We didn't really prepare for this, but let's talk about Nate O'Mary. Like, I really like this kid. You know, I'd like to see him play, to get some more ice time out there when he has played. He seems to play hard to the puck, and he's not playing the me game.
No.
I think I'm not going to throw. There's a couple of memes out there that I think can pass the puck a little bit more, but I think Nathan O'Mary has got a little bit more of what I'd like to see out on the ice.
Yeah, he's a smart defenseman. He moves the puck really well. A little bit on the smaller side. Maybe that's why he's not getting as much playing time. But he's cerebral. He works the blue line really well, and he moves the puck. I'd like to see more of him as well.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he is the seventh defenseman again tonight, which kind of sucks. But I'm also on the same page for Karimov is one of the extra forwards tonight, and I'd love to see him up the lineup.
Right. And Connor's in love with Karimov, just so you know, folks. If you're watching this. Where's the game? Can I give you a shout out? Spitz at it second. Yeah, I can give you a shout out. Where are we here? Go Sting, go from Arcona. Right on. And there's Carl from Oshawa. This is all on TikTok. How long till game time? It's 7:05 puck drop. So we'll end here in a few minutes. We've got some special guests joining us here in the Hughes Intelligence Hockey Suite. Thanks to Barry. We had a contest, and 4 people are going to get to join us up here in the hockey suite. We're going to have some fun here. Who knows? Maybe they'll fire me, and we'll just put them and Connor on. I don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen here. Can I give you a shout out? Spitz at its second. There's your shout out, Spitz. Where are you from? I'm going to guess Windsor. The game, we're in Sarnia at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. Sarnia Sting taking on the Flint Firebirds. Why is D'Alessandro not playing? Did you see that?
Alessandro Diorio is not playing.
Yeah.
It might have to do with an injury, because he was a little bit in and out.
I'm just looking up at all the scratches here. Yeah, James Barr is out. Matthew Anderson, Alessandro's out. Ryan Chamberlain. There's another one I think I'd like to see a little bit more from, but Carter Kostic, of course, that's a major hit that occurred, and I was talking to our friend Al, who was down there with his wife, and I was like, did you see? He's like, nobody called anything. Nobody, like, they don't think it was a stick, because then the coach would have been over the referees for that, and there was no calls. There was no coaches going after the refs or anything. A puck to the eye or something, like, I don't really know. They're not really saying, right? All they're saying is, please keep them in your positive thoughts and respect the family members right now, because they're just obviously there supporting and trying to get Carter better.
First and foremost, probably should have mentioned that first, actually. But this is just a game that's second to somebody's health.
Yeah.
It's far second, actually. All you want is to hear the best for him, especially when it comes to something like your eyes, like terrifying, really. Only want the best for him, and this is just a game. This is all second.
Life changing and possibly career changing, right? You know. I mean, we looked at who was it last year? Hoover. He was off all. Was it Hoover or Paul? Yeah, Hoover.
Oh, Hoover, yeah.
Was off for an entire season, and he was on the roster. But it's like, concussion changed his life. Right?
Yeah.
So like he's not playing hockey anymore. So plan B, I guess. So all the best to Carter, and of course his family as well with a healthy recovery. Caden Johnston, here's another one. We're missing a few hot guys out there tonight.
Yeah.
And some people will go, oh, we're missing that, so this is going to suck. But sometimes this is an opportunity for a team to come out, prove themselves, and the young guys have to step into play and go, well, here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all it is. It's an opportunity. You can't really look at it as anything else. Like, oh, I wasn't the first one to get in there. It doesn't matter. You make a name for yourself. You could be there permanently, and you can take somebody's spot.
Yeah, and I know like a lot of people will go, well, you're too hard on these kids. I think sometimes we can be too hard, but at the same time, I know they're young, but I will go back to there's an expectation. You signed on the dotted line. There's not an NHL expectation because you're not playing in the NHL, but you are playing in the OHL. And this is a growth time. It's a learning time, an educational time. And there is a higher expectation on, say, your average bear, so to speak. You're traveling on the road. You're away from your family. You have a new family, billets. You're going to school, you're out in the community, you're playing the game, practicing. And by the way, I'd like to be a teenager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is an above average expectation. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is. You've signed on to play semi-professional hockey, and this is, if you want to take the next step, then this is where you want to make your name. Do as good as you can here. And yeah, that's a ton of stuff to put on your plate. Like, as a young kid, but some people are striving for that, and then yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right on. Back to TikTok, we just got a new follower, Silly Goose. Hello, Silly Goose. We like Silly. Is Carson Hall playing?
He is.
Yeah.
Well, he seemed to lose a lot of guys, but we're getting guys back, so it's kind of just a trade out.
Yeah. Who are we playing tonight? We're playing Flint Firebirds. Who's roughing? I didn't look at that. Have you got that?
I don't know if they have it here, actually.
I think it might be down on here. It might be up at the top there.
Oh, there it is. Nicholas Bett, Curtis Pear, Brock Perry, and Brandon Shaw are the linesmen.
Do you know the names of the refs? Like, do you recognize them and go,
a few of them.
You're like, I don't like that guy.
A few of them.
Oh, I really like. Do you ever say, oh, I really like that ref?
I can't say I have yet.
No, right. Nobody ever says that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, right? So there you go. Carson Hall's playing. Silly Goose, thank you so much. No, I do not go on the road regularly. I never have. It's been a discussion, actually, this year that we may do that. We'll let you know if we do. Thanks for the follow, Spitz. Caleb says, is Carson? Yeah, Carson's playing, and you guys are liking it. We're at 6,100 likes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well.
The first period hasn't even started yet.
I know. I wanted 5. Okay, guys and gals and whatever. I need 20,000. Can we hit? We've hit 15,000 before, so I don't think.
Always raising the bar.
I don't think 20,000 is unreasonable, right? And we want to keep the Go Sting Goes happening. We're going to be live here on TikTok throughout most of all of this, Facebook, YouTube. We thank you for being here as well. And if you want to give your support here on Facebook, you can send stars. If you don't know what stars are, just click on the comment. You'll see the star, and it'll explain the rest of it to you. And we're now a YouTube partner, so you can send super chats and donations, and that helps us keep going. I'm hammering the screen. Thank you, Nature. Nature makes noise. What's your fave and least fave road city? Oh, you mean like going on? I don't know. I haven't been out of town that much. You've been out of town more now. Do you have a fave spot?
Windsor's arena is almost brand new, and it's you were there for that one.
Yeah.
That's a really good arena, actually. And my least favorite is hands down London. We'll go throw that in there. It's a nice arena, but
is it because of the arena or the team?
Oh, the fans.
Yeah. That's a whole other story. We'll just go. Yeah, I know. Well, you just got to behave yourself when you go to London.
That's
just
right.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, well, that's tough. But.
Right. This is one of the great things we love about Beyond the Boards. We get to talk pretty freely about our thoughts on all of this, but at the same time, we are respectable to all the players, both sides out on the ice. And, I think, well, let's go into, we're running out of time here. Okay, Michael Haley is gone from this team now. It was announced, I think, yesterday that he was relieved and wished all the best. When you first saw that, what was your initial reaction?
Probably just I would expect. Like I didn't really have much of a reaction. Just kind of like I could see something was going to come eventually, and I know it's not going to be Allen because he's a world class coach. It's much easier just to tweak something on the side a little bit, and hopefully it makes a world of difference. But it sucks because he's a Sting alumni from way back in the day. But yeah, just obviously management felt that something needed to be done, and ultimately it was his head that was on the chopping block.
And it's a part of this business, right? I know a lot of people are going out there saying, oh, it should have been the head coach and whatever. Like, listen, my opinion again, I don't believe that. I have taken it upon myself to get to know and understand Al Letang as much as you want. Yeah, come on in, guys. Just sit down front. And, I've had some conversations with him and Dylan and others, just getting to know them and just the way they think. And I really have always liked and admired Al Letang. And I believe that the Sarnia Sting organization feels that way, or he wouldn't be here. Like it's if your heart and your head's in the game, you're here. And if it's not, you're gone. Like that's just my outside looking in. But again, it's one of those, like, we don't have all the information as to why. Who knows? Could have been for 100 different reasons, again, to be the fly on the wall. But it doesn't change. Whenever there's player change or coaching or staff changing, it doesn't change the passion and the purpose and the strategy for what the Sarnia Sting are trying to do.
No, maybe just the system, but other than that, it's the exact same goal. They're on the wall. They're all around the change room. Everybody here knows you buy in, and the payoff will come. It's just one of those things. It's tough to see, but
it's a part of this business. Nobody likes to get fired. Nobody likes to get let go. Blah blah blah. But like I've been fired from jobs, not recently.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But when I was young, I got fired from jobs, and then at the end of the day, I was like, well, and I could have blamed my boss as a jerk or whatever all I want. But at the end of the day, when I sit down, yeah, come on in. I'm good. I don't know if they want anything or not.
I actually have never been fired, so we'll keep that for now.
There's time. There's 3 more minutes left of the broadcast. It could have, no, I'm just kidding.
I spoke too soon.
La-di-da, right? But at the end of the day, when I went and looked back, there's a reason I got fired.
Yeah.
And when I looked at myself and I was honest with myself, I wasn't doing the job that was expected of me. So, yeah, I know. Okay.
Be that as it may.
Thank you, McLean, for following out there as well. And Karen Boyle-Burke, that's my boy.
That's my mother.
Your boy's never been fired.
Still early, like
See,
you
we
said.
could never do this on your TV, Sarnia, or on the radio. We would be fired for 80% of what we've already said here tonight, right? So, okay, we're going to start wrapping things up here with, hey, you can take a picture of us too? You got to take a picture of us.
He's taking a selfie. He doesn't care about us.
He's selfie-ish. It's all right. You're okay. I'm just giving you a hard time. Come, Emily Carlson and her son here hanging out with us in Hughes Intelligence, and we got a couple more coming. But, okay, moving on. Teddy bear toss between Ottawa and Barrie. Come on. This is where I draw the line. You talk about the fights, and he's like, you learn to like the fights, Burrows. Well, a teddy bear toss. Come on. Even the Grinch was scratching